Hey guys, I wanted to share a story with you about something that happened to me recently. So I have a client that I've been working with for the better part of a year now, I would say, and so she's come to me, for the occasional reading, a little bit of work here and there, and recently she's been having an issue at her job with another coworker cussing her out, making life hell for her basically. And she wanted to know if there was anything that we could do to shut her up, to fire her, get rid of her, to make the work environment a little bit more friendly for my client. So I said, okay, well, let me bust out my cards, let me do a reading, I'll let you know. So later that night, I do the reading. I get back to my client and say, hey, everything looks good. The reading revealed that there is some indication that there's a mental or emotional strain there, and it's coming from an external source, and it doesn't have to do with the job. So, I'm saying that yeah, we're pretty much justified in doing this. So we set a time and a date to go about starting the work. I start the work. The first run of it goes swimmingly. It goes smoothly. There's no indication of blockages. That there's no physical signs of impediment. There's no candles breaking. No built up wax. There's nothing to indicate that it's going astray. So we're not seeing any movement yet, though. So we give it a few more days and nothing. I get back to my client and say, okay, maybe we need to reassess the situation and look at it a little bit differently. Let me go back and do a reading and see what exactly is tripping us up here, because I'm not, from everything that I'm seeing and from my experience in doing similar works, there's nothing here indicating that, it shouldn't be working. So I go back that night, I do another reading. It comes up, the energy is moving, the work is headed towards its destination, it's doing its thing, so I go back to my client and say, okay, well, let's give it a little bit more time. If nothing happens, then, we'll run it back again. Well, surprise, surprise, nothing happened. A week later, I get back get back in touch with my client and say, okay, look, I don't know what's going on here. Once again, I don't see any blockages. The readings are indicating that everything's moving in the right direction. So you should be seeing some sign of movement on the physical side of things, or in the mundane world. And so nothing happens for a few more days. I decided, okay, at this point we're 3-4 weeks in. So I said, okay, it's been a month now. Let's investigate and let's see what's going on. So I go back and sit down, have a nice chat with my spirits, sitting in complete silence, and clear as day I hear, hey Matt, that work that you're doing for your client is not going to work. Okay, think to myself, well, why is that? Well, you're approaching it wrong. Your client is approaching it wrong, and there's a lesson that's here. There's a lesson to be learned. There's a reason why this is happening. There's a reason why both of these people are in this situation. And unfortunately, you can't alter that. Now, I'm not quoting what I heard verbatim, so don't quote me on that. But that's, that was the gist of it, was that there's a lesson to be learned. And so I had to go back to my client and say, hey, unfortunately, I'm not really going to be able to do anything about this. We can approach it differently if you want to. We can put up more protection around you. We can, make the work environment a little bit more calm for you personally. There are things that we can work on you to either help keep you distracted or this or that, but ultimately it's not actually solving the problem, because the problem isn't a problem at all. It's a challenge, it's a test. There's something that you and her both have to learn, and it's not something that I'm allowed to change, because you have to go through it. It's what's best for you, and you're going to come out on top, and she's not, but it is what it is. And so that's what I wanted to let you guys know, is that there is no 100% guarantee in magic. If any spiritual worker tells you that, they're full of it. You should lace up your running shoes and head for the hills at that point. There's even things in the mundane world that we cannot guarantee that we can perform or produce a certain result. So to think that even in the physical realm, if there isn't something that we can guarantee, then what makes us think that everything in the spiritual realm is something that we can guarantee? It's just, on one hand, you can't dismiss magical results because they happen. But on the other hand, you also have to understand when it's time to call it quits or when there's something else at play. And you kind of have to keep that balance. Not everything is going to be a win. Some things just are not going to be successful. Other things are not going to be successful because there's another reason why they're not turning out the way that you expect them to. Your spirits will always do what's right for you and will always try and set you on the right path. And to then go in and try and alter that, it can have some pretty devastating consequences to your general path in life, to your well-being even. So yeah, that's the message I want to relay today, is just that if your magic isn't working, investigate why. Look at all possible scenarios, perform readings, take it to your spirits, ask for advice. Understand that not everything is in your control and that magic isn't something that you go to as the first resort. It's the last, honestly. And some people are going to love me for saying that, others are going to hate me for saying that. But it's the truth. Not everything in this world is supernatural. You can't take it as that. And not everything in this world is under your control, whether it be mundane nor supernatural. So I guess the biggest takeaway here is if you're going to be practicing a spiritual tradition, a magical tradition, you need to understand how balance works. You need to go into it with the right expectations, or you're going to come out, feeling like it's just a bunch of hocus pocus and it doesn't do much. So that's what I have for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry for my absence. I don't really post on YouTube very much, or make videos for YouTube very much. I lead a normal life, and I have other things to take care of, and I wish I could dedicate a video a week, and I've definitely tried doing that in the past, and getting on a big schedule and all that, and it doesn't seem to work for me. But I'm always around. If you need me, you can reach out to me. I'll leave links in the description below for our Facebook group, for my website. You can add me on Facebook, message me, email me, whatever. I'm always around. I'm always available. So until next time, have a good day.